What if you could get paid while you're waiting to buy a stock? Not because you knew where it was going next, and not because you got lucky, just because you were willing to buy a great company at a price you already liked. That's exactly what the wheel strategy is designed to do. It's a simple three-step strategy built around one stock with one goal: to get paid at every step. It starts by selling what's called a cash secured put. That simply means you're getting paid to offer to buy a stock at a price that you've already decided is fair. If the stock drops to your price, great, you buy it. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. You keep the premium and you can make the same offer again and again. Once you own the shares, you get to move on to what's called step two, where now you sell a covered call against those same shares that you just purchased, which means you're getting paid again, this time for agreeing to sell the stock at a higher price. If the stock gets called away, you reach step three. You sell the shares hopefully at a profit, and now you're right back where you started, with cash ready to begin the cycle all over again. That's the wheel. Every step gives you another opportunity to collect premium. But today, we're going to slow things down and focus entirely on the first step. Because if you understand cash secured puts, the rest of the strategy becomes much easier. Here's a situation. There's a company they really want to own. Maybe it's trading around $32 a share. But in their mind, they're thinking, I'd buy it all day long if it came down to $30 a share. So they wait. Maybe it gets there and maybe it doesn't. Either way, while they're waiting, their cash just sits there. It isn't buying anything and it isn't earning option premium. It's just waiting. Now imagine someone offered to pay you while you waited. Imagine getting paid simply because you were willing to buy that stock if it reached your price. That's exactly what a cash secured put lets you do. It isn't magic and it isn't a get-rich-quick strategy. It's a simple way to get paid for the patience that you already were planning on having. Think about it this way. Imagine there's a house you'd love to own and it's listed for $300,000, but after doing your homework, you decided you'd be thrilled to buy it for $280,000. Instead of checking the listing every day and hoping the price comes down, you tell the owner, if you decide you're willing to sell this house for $280,000 anytime over the next 30 days, I'll buy it. Now, having a committed buyer waiting can be valuable to the seller, so they say, if you're willing to make that commitment, I'll pay you $1,000 today. You take the $1,000, and now one of two things happens. If the owner never decides to sell the house, you keep the $1,000, and that's the end of it. But if they do decide to sell, you buy the house for the exact price you already wanted to pay. Either way, you were paid for being willing to buy at your price. That's almost exactly what's happening with a cash secured put. The house represents the stock, the $280 is your strike price, the 30 days is your expiration date, and the $1,000 is the premium you're paid for making that commitment. Those four pieces are the foundation of every options trade you'll ever make. The stock, the strike price, the expiration, and the premium. Everything else is just details. Once those four things click, options stop looking complicated and start looking like simple agreements. Now that you understand those four pieces, let's put them all together. Let's break down the term cash secured put. When you sell a put, you're giving someone else the right to sell you 100 shares at the strike price if they choose to. They're paying you for that right. Next is the strike price. That's simply the price you've agreed to pay if you're assigned the shares. It's the number you chose before entering the trade. Finally, there's the cash secured part. This is one of the most important pieces of the entire strategy. Before you ever place the trade, you already have enough cash sitting in your account to buy those shares if you're assigned. If your strike price is $30, one option contract controls 100 shares, so you'll need $3,000 set aside. That money stays reserved while the contract is open. You can't spend it because you already committed it. That's what makes this strategy different from the risky options trading people often hear about. You're not using borrowed money. You're not hoping you can afford the shares later. You already have the cash. That's why it's called cash secured put. Let's put some real numbers to all of this. Let's say you've got about $3,000 set aside for your first position. There's a stock trading at $32, but you've already decided you'd be happy to own it at $30. So you sell one cash secured put. The strike is $30. The expiration is 30 days away. And for making that offer, someone pays you an $80 premium. So, what just happened? You made an offer that if the stock is below $30 at expiration and the option holder chooses to exercise it, you agreed that you will buy the shares. In return, you collected $80 immediately, not in 30 days and not if the trade works out. The money was deposited into your account as soon as the trade was filled. Now the waiting begins. From here, there are really only two possible outcomes. Outcome number one, the stock stays above $30 all the way through expiration, and since the stock never reaches the price you agreed to buy it at, nobody has any reason to sell you the shares. The option expires, and you get the entire $80 premium. Your $3,000 was never used except for collateral, and now you can simply sell another cash-secured put and get paid again for making another offer. You never bought the stock, but you still generated income while you waited. Now let's look at the second outcome. This time, the stock falls to $29.50 before expiration, and because it's below your $30 strike price, you are assigned the shares. You buy 100 shares for $30 each, just like you agreed when you opened the trade. Now, at first glance, it might feel like you overpaid. After all, the stock's trading for $29.50 and you paid $30 a share. But don't forget about the premium. You already paid $80 when you opened the trade, and if you spread that across 100 shares, that's 80 cents per share. So instead of paying an effective price of $30 per share, your actual cost basis is much closer to $29.20 per share. The stock's trading at $29.50, and this means even though you were assigned, you're actually starting to position slightly ahead. That's one of the biggest mindset shifts with cash-secured puts. The premium doesn't eliminate your risk. The stocks can absolutely keep falling, but it does lower your cost basis from day one, and that's something a lot of new investors overlook. No matter which outcome happened, you were paid for making an offer you were already comfortable making. When you're ready to place your first cash-secured put, don't let the order screen intimidate you. There are really only 4 decisions you're making, so let's go through them one at a time. First, you have the stock. This is the company you're making an offer on. And here's the rule that I never ever break. I only sell puts on stocks that I would genuinely be happy to own. If you wouldn't be excited to own it after a 20% drop, then don't sell a put on it. This isn't about chasing premium, it's about getting paid while you wait for companies you already believe in. Now next is the strike price. That's simply the price you've agreed to pay if you're assigned. Choose a strike where you'd honestly be happy owning a share. Don't choose a strike just because the premium looks bigger. If buying the stock at that price would make you uncomfortable, it is the wrong strike. Third is the expiration. This is how long your offer stays open. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's 30 or 45 days. Shorter expirations usually mean collecting smaller premiums more often, while longer expirations pay more, but your cash is tied up longer. Neither approach is automatically better, they're just different trade-offs, and the important thing is understanding why you're choosing one over the other. Finally, there's the premium. This is the money you're paid for making the offer. And I want to make one thing very clear. The premium isn't some extra bonus and it isn't free money. It's your compensation for taking on the obligation to buy the stock if you're assigned. Without taking on that obligation, no one would pay you a premium. Now here's why I think a lot of beginners get themselves into trouble. They stop looking at the stock and start looking only at premium. They see one trade paying twice as much, and they think, why wouldn't I just take the bigger paycheck? Because bigger premiums usually come with bigger risk. Sometimes it's because the stock is more volatile, sometimes it's because earnings are coming up, or sometimes the market just sees more uncertainty than you do. Whatever the reason, the premium's trying to tell you something. Don't ignore it. The goal isn't to collect the biggest premium you can find. The goal is to collect consistent premium on companies you'd be happy to own anyways. Because at the end of the day, premium is the paycheck, but the stock becomes the responsibility. If you're assigned on a company you never wanted or at a price you can't comfortably afford, the strategy breaks down. Always remember, you're not getting paid to gamble. You're getting paid to make a commitment that you already are comfortable making. So why am I teaching it this way? Because this isn't just something I read in a book. It's exactly what I'm doing with my own money. I started this channel with a $3,000 account, and every week I add another $100. Then I use that money to run the same wheel strategy we've been talking about today. Every trade, every assignment, every win, and every mistake. I share all of it with nothing hidden. This isn't a paper trading account and it's not a back test. It's a real portfolio with real money, and you get to watch it grow right alongside me. My first milestone is building that account to $100 a month in recurring cash flow. And after that, we'll set the next goal. Because this isn't about reaching one number, it's about building an income producing portfolio one trade at a time. If you'd like to follow along, you can see every trade, every update, and the live progress over at phantomoftheoptions.com. Remember the question we started with? What if someone paid you while you waited? Well, now you know the answer. That's exactly what a cash secured put is designed to do. But the wheel doesn't stop there. You know how cash secured puts can pay you while you're waiting to buy a stock that you already wanted to own. But once you're assigned the shares, the strategy changes. That's where covered calls come in. And in the next video, I'll show you how to start generating income from shares that you already own. So if you'd like to follow this journey, I'd love to have you subscribe. I don't just teach these strategies, I run them in a real account and I show you exactly what happens, good or bad. The wheel keeps turning and I'll see you in the next one.